There. Good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. Thank you so much and welcome to a new week. I'm Onoshiorena Obozeghie. Now, Asari Dokubo, the former Niger Delta militant leader, the very son of Mr. President Bola Tinubu, as he claims, is back like he never left. He has vowed to dump Tinubu and form an alliance with the North ahead of the 2027 general elections. He's accusing all Yoruba people of being betrayals despite all that he did for them to see to the emergence of their son, President Tinubu. Let's see that video.
Today, I feel that I apologize to our fathers like Dababri, like Medford Okilo, that they were not wrong in forming an alliance with the North. And as young men, we will now start that same alliance now. As I am today, from today, I will walk and form alliance with the North and to crush all of the opposition. Because those who hate us, whatever we do for them does not mean anything to them. Whatever show people do to them does not mean anything to them. We cannot work with the Yoruba people. They are betrayers to us. We risked our life, voted, did everything. This is what we get.
All right, so let's bring you in at this point. In reaction to this, King Premier says, so he was expecting Minister of Niger Delta in the latest reshuffle, Asari Shah, and he's covering his eyes in shame. He says you should be a content creator so that you can recoup some of your money back. He says, I just remember when you wanted to take your untrained men to go and fight war with Niger Republic. Absolutely, that video started making rounds again yesterday on social media. Daniel Rega says, blaming the Yorubas as a whole for a decision made by himself is insane. If Tinubu had favored him, will his decision remain the same? The Yorubas have nothing to do with his personal beef with the Tinubu APC government. He too played politics for personal gains, and he says good riddance. And then for Joseph, he says, I've said this before and I will say it again. If any person or groups is relying on Tinubu to award them contract or give them money, that person is a crook joker. If you don't like Tinubu's reforms and policies, just wait till 2027. Well, the Minister of Works was in Sokoto over the weekend, and a video of him is trending, but we will not take that for time. And he's saying that the people know what to do if they actually want a road constructed for them. And he's saying that that road will be started in 2027, and he just says, you know what to do in 2027. So apparently, they're already campaigning. Maybe there might be no chance, except you just want to be on the ballot just to improve your CV. I was a former presidential candidate. Now, on today's episode of T-Pain, on today's episode of T-Pain on social media, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says the president has no knowledge of being called T-Pain because he's actually not, and besides, he doesn't read what goes on the space of social media. Well, in a Sunday interview, Onanuga said we'll take swiftly in 3 slides. It says the president is aware that his citizens are going to some difficulties. It says, well, the president does not read what is on the social media. Some people have also responded, and they called the president a different name. He continued to say that as far as we are concerned, it is a non-issue. Some people just out of mischief say somebody is T-Pain. He is not T-Pain. The president has never shied away from telling Nigerians that he feels their pain and is working very hard to make sure that he gives them some relief so that things will get better and this country will enjoy more prosperity. And then finally, he says, if you check what he has been doing, things are pointing in that direction, and the programs that he has been implementing, we are beginning to see positive signs that things are getting better. Things were really bad when he came in. Yeah, him right there. So let's see. Bridier says, while it's commendable that President Tinubu is said to be working hard to improve Nigeria, the claim that he doesn't engage with social media might be missing a crucial perspective, and here is why. Pulse of the nation, social media platforms are a significant barometer of public sentiment. Even if the president himself isn't directly reading these platforms, his aides and policy advisors should be. This information can be invaluable for understanding the immediate needs and frustrations of the populace. And then in another reaction, Mega Mixer says, what exactly is the president aware of? I hope he is aware that petrol sells for over 1,000 naira. The cost of living is killing the living, and that most parts of the country have been without electricity for days. Well, he is aware really that fuel is selling for over 1,000 naira, and he's advised you, if you cannot afford over 1,000 naira, go for CNG of 200 naira. And then Johnson is saying that, see how you are getting fresher, sir. I'm talking to Onanuga. He says, compared to before your appointment as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's spokesperson, it's very clear that you never feel any of the administration's pain, sir. That's why you are defending it. Okay, more stories and more thoughts. Well, the Speaker of Borno State House of Assembly, Abdul Karim Lawan, has raised an alarm that the life of Nigeria's vice president, his former state governor, Kashim Shettima, is at risk. He says the federal government has to consider buying him a new jet to avert this threat on his life that is posed by the faulty presidential aircraft that Shettima flies in to represent his principle in foreign lands. Well, he sent out a statement yesterday, yesterday Sunday, to share these fears and recommendations, which he says is the purchase of a jet for his former state governor. So we might just be having a new jet soon. But people have said, you've not even done a year in office. You already had 21 billion naira spent in your house, and now we want to have another private jet. But let's see some of the reactions. For Frank's Donald, he says, Baba, if una buy new private jet, make una buy. He says, no need to gaslight anybody, because last, now what you do on our mind, una go still do. You remember the yacht of the president that was even around before the news started making rounds. Ajibare Talk says, ensuring Vice President Shettima's safety is crucial if the current aircraft poses risk, but transparency on cost and prioritizing resources amidst Nigeria's other pressing needs are equally important. And then another user would say at this point, Obianuju, he says, simply put, the West got a new private jet. The North, who gave them a lot of support in the last election, deserves a new private jet. And people were also saying, okay, maybe the South should also have through the Senate President Akpabio at this time, and you will see what the rest the rest three would have. Let's have more stories. Ijuda says, if the members of the Borno State Assembly are so concerned, why don't they contribute money from the state and get him a new one? Absolutely, his thought right there. Now, to our final story for the day, it will be that the IGP, that's Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, says he's unhappy with last week's confrontation between his men and those of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, that's NSCDC in Osogbo, Osun State. We hear that some policemen on Tuesday had stormed the Elizabeth Estate, Abere in Osogbo, to, without a warrant, arrest a resident, but they were stopped by NSCDC men who were securing the estate. They left, and then on Thursday they returned, and yeah, what we have now is the fight. We should have been rolling this, so we have to skip now to track up the video. Okay, so the IGP has called for calm, and hopefully we're able to see the details and the true state of things, why they had to fight the way that they fought, the way that they fought. Moyubo, so please, I have to go. We will see tomorrow.